Our Hayabusa F1 car got some major damage when we took it to the racetrack. Woo! It was a little too much power for my buddy Brian. He spun it out into a dirt mound and destroyed the front suspension. We've only got a couple of days until we have to have this thing back on the track again, so let's get it into the shop, tear it apart, and see if we can fix it in time. It's gonna be a little challenging because the wheels are facing different directions. They're really... Give her a push.
There it is.
Watch out, Mika. I don't know which way to point the wheel.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you any different. I mean, that was pretty successful.
It technically worked.
There we go.
All right. All right, we got it fully apart and are assessing our damage. There's quite a bit, and there's also some weird engineering going on here.
Yeah, so the spherical bearing, obviously it's supposed to move so that the suspension can articulate and turn and everything, but somebody welded it so that it doesn't move. So that's a little bit strange.
That's the lower control arm.
The upper control arm definitely got a bit more tweaked than our lower did, but both of them are pretty messed up, so they're both gonna have to get replaced. And unfortunately, we can't just go to an auto parts store and get new upper control arms. We are gonna have to make these.
Thanks, Brian. One of these days, we're going to completely redesign the whole front suspension and make it fully dialed in and way better. But unfortunately, we don't have time to do that before the next event. So we just have to scramble and rebuild what we already have for now.
This isn't necessarily the proper tool for the job.
But these control arms are made out of 3/4 inch DOM, and 3/4 inch dies aren't even available for the Rogue Fab bender. So this is what we have to use, the pipe bender. And it technically is working.
And it didn't actually kink it yet. Thankfully, the driver's side isn't bent, so we can see what angle we need, which is right about there. We'll just keep bending this one until that's closer. Got our bend just right, and it definitely didn't take 2 tries.
Cam finished up the upper control arm while I was at work, but we still have a long list of things to do. Let's check it out.
We're going to brace our control arms so they don't break as easy next time. Finish the exhaust and wrap it. Mess with the shifter, wire up the radiator fan better, fix the front wing that I had broken at the track.
And then a bunch of other stuff. Let's just get to it. The impact that bent these control arms originally was so light. We have to figure out a way to strengthen these a little bit.
So for the brace, we want it to be strong. We also know that it needs to bend under a good impact, but we think the best way to do it is to do some sort of angled bar going across here. That way, if it's like we hit a bump too hard or something like that, it's braced in the right direction, so it shouldn't bend as easy next time. I think that should be pretty decent shape. Something like that.
Cam got the brace all notched out. Now we'll TIG it up. The Temu welding table is actually seeming like it's coming in handy. You've already used it a ton.
Yes, it is very nice to have just a welding table in general. It does the job that it needs to do.
That was the welding table you were using before, that wood.
So I would say it's quite a bit better than that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So the upper control arm turned out looking pretty awesome. Unfortunately, it warped a little bit and does not want to go back in its home.
Crazy stuff happens when you put a lot of heat in metal. We'll make it work.
This side's in and looking really dialed.
You can see how much it actually moved. I tacked it all in place on the car to hopefully avoid this.
We are back in business. Got the control arms all fixed up, got the uppers and lowers fully braced. They're looking really good, really strong. We'll be able to plow into some stuff, maybe do a little off-roading. We'll see about that. It's time to work on extending our exhaust. Not muffling it, it sounds too good as it is, but I do want it more out the back rather than just straight under the engine.
So we'll have this 2.5 inch pipe, and I'll probably end up having to do a few pie cuts to get it to go from right around here down, and we're gonna try to get it through here next to the brake caliper and out the back. Kind of like that.
You're smashing the 2.5 inch to kind of make a connector.
Exactly. So I cut off the end of the old collector and I'm making my own, because you can see we're going from 1 3/4 inch and we're going to 2.5. So I didn't want all that restriction right before I opened back up to a bigger pipe. So instead I cut off the end of the old collector and I'm welding on a new one. All right, it's all welded out. For how big the gaps were right there, I was expecting it to look a lot worse.
That looks great.
We used exhaust clamps to attach our new 2-into-1 pipe to the stock Hayabusa headers.
We're gonna plan on curving this down, going underneath the rear end, and then out back. That way, we stay away from our brake caliper, we're not gonna overheat that. Pie cut is basically when you take a straight piece of tubing, and instead of cutting it flat like it is right now, you cut it at an angle. And right now, I'm gonna cut it at about 7.5 degrees on each side, so our pie cut is a 15-degree, basically slice of pizza, more or less. That way when you add a bunch together, you can get a nice curve, and it's a lot easier than trying to bend this piece of tube. We don't have the die for our bender for this, so this will definitely be the easiest way to curve this piece of metal.
40 minutes later, we have 4 pie cuts. So now we can show you what that means.
You can see with just 2 together, what was a straight piece of pipe is now angled.
Let's throw them on the car and see how many more of these we have to make.
See, like right there, we're pretty much level. So if we were just gonna go straight back, that would be all we need. But it seems like we're gonna need probably 4 more, 3 or 4 more just to get down, and then another 3 or 4 to go back level again.
It's looking really cool so far. I hope it sounds cool. It's definitely going to be different than it was before, but will it be better? That is the question.
Most of them are still pretty ugly.
Either way, it's getting covered up with wrap. It looks good to me. Exhaust is basically finished. All right, the exhaust is fully welded, fully heat wrapped back on there. Now we get to start it up and hear it for the very first time. It's definitely gonna be different because before it was just open headers, and now we're 4 into 2 into 1 with a 2.5 inch. Let's hear it. It definitely like growls more.
It's a lot more low pitch. I think it sounds pretty gnarly. I like it.
It sounds so cool. It's way different. I think it sounds more Formula One now than before. We still got a lot more to do before we can hit the track again. And this time we're going to a serious racetrack. It's gonna hit well over 100 miles an hour. Lots more to do. Let's get to work. All right, we're installing the Tom Pro sprocket cover and block protector.
It'll mount right here, so if the chain breaks, in theory, it kind of protects our engine.
We actually had this problem on the Ninja and it did kind of crack the block, so hopefully this will protect it. New sprocket cover looks really nice. Hopefully it actually does some protecting. Our front wing took quite a beating at the track, so now we gotta try and fix it.
The entire structure that holds the front wing on is bent.
And the front wing end plate was my fault.
But I think this one was Brian. It's just held in by these rivets, so we'll drill those out and then be able to hopefully pull this pipe out.
I cut the old support out, then slid a new one in to measure for the correct length. Had Cam weld a nut on the end of the pipe so we can bolt the end plate in and hold the wing together. I measured twice and cut once, and sure enough it was wrong, so Cam is going to extend my bar a little bit. This isn't structural or anything, it just holds the wing end plates on. I guess it kind of provides some structure, but it'll be fine. It's So the last thing we have to do before assembly is actually make new end plates.
We're gonna trace out the one good one onto this ACM. It's a
Aluminum composite. There's like 2 aluminum sheets sandwiching some plastic. Some real race cars actually use this for various things. Got the front wing all dialed in and the car is basically ready to go. Cam got the shifter mount fixed.
Our old shifter mount was pretty jank and pretty bad, so kind of started fresh on that, redesigned it, and so now it's a whole lot stronger. It doesn't wobble side to side. It should be a lot easier to tell if you're in gear or not.
Radiator fan is now on a switch to make sure that turns on and we don't overheat. Just overall went around and cleaned everything up as much as we could. Got rid of extra brake lines and smoothed out the clutch line, and I think we're ready to hit the big boy track. This one is going to be insane. Almost positive we'll be over 100 miles an hour in a shed-built pile of junk, but it'll be fun. All right, we made it back to PPIR. We are at their Fall Bash Festival. We have the F1 car and my dad's newly supercharged Miata-powered Exocet. It's gonna be a good day. It's been 5 months since the car caught on fire right here at PPIR. This will be the first time on a real track since then, and hopefully we don't catch on fire. I think it's going to go brilliantly. We're gonna break 100 for the first time ever today, and I couldn't be more excited. Do a light session, see what it's gonna do. I do not wanna go off. The concrete walls are very hard, and this thing doesn't have a lot of safety, so if we hit the wall at 100 miles an hour, it's gonna be a bad time. So we're not gonna do that. So far, so good. It's crazy. I accidentally money shifted on the straightaway. I forgot which way it goes. But otherwise, so far, so good. It understeers like crazy. I'm not gonna be doing any ridiculous lap times, but it's insanely fun. I mean, I'm right up against the back of my dad, so I'm already faster than him on 2 laps, so I'm happy with that.
The track twice. Yeah, I was looking at the temps and gauges and stuff. I was like, oh, it's the turn. I ain't turning. I'm going straight.
The car kicked out and it was aiming straight at the wall where I was. And for a brief moment, I was like, I had a realization how solid those barriers are.
And then the second time, I'm looking in my rearview mirror at Dylan, and I said, oh, I screwed this turn up again.
Yeah, because you were right behind him.
Yeah.
Right before you came in on that lap, so you saw the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Slipperier than I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was the track or my tires not heating up, my car understeering.
I've seen at least like 4 people on that same corner just lock up and go into the grass.
We'll get back to the full track and try to break 100 miles an hour a little later in the video, but now we're setting up for Time Attack, which is a shorter, tighter course that's safer to let some of my friends try the car. That track is tight, and this thing understeers like crazy. I got a 47.4 or something like that. 44 is the record right now. Okay. 44 something, so we got a little ways. OG viewers will remember Ernie from previous videos. Ran into him, and now he's gonna set a time. He's basically a pro driver, so show me how it's done, Ernie.
I'm not a pro driver just yet. I plan to be, hopefully. We'll see.
That was his first lap, and I already have a feeling he's going to be faster than me. He wasn't taking it as easy as I was even on his first lap. I think I'm going down on this one. But he's raced actual Pikes Peak hill climb. Very few people get to say that. He has done it, so I won't be too bad.
This thing is fast, it's fun, it's dangerous. I was scared for my life. Sorry, I was scared for my life. Never driven something like this with the Hayabusa engine. Holy crap.
It's dangerously fast, dangerously hard to control, and dangerously fun. Like, this thing is awesome. Yeah, thank you for letting me drive it.
Sam was talking a big game at the go-kart track, and now it's his turn.
Oh no. I'm pretty nervous actually. Those are some rock solid barriers, and there's not a big crumple zone in the pond. So I'm kind of scared, dude.
Good luck, you got this.
That is so fun. I just suck. The best lap I had, I got like a 49 after the stall. That was the best lap. The spin out lap was 59 seconds. So that was pretty bad.
All right.
Like, I am too tall.
Yeah.
So when I have the wheel here, it's a challenge. I wanted to be competitive. Definitely wasn't. Forwards is first and then the rest are back.
This thing is crazy.
Yeah.
Taking off through here is so sick, yeah. I love it. Thanks, it accelerates like crazy. It's so fun, yeah.
The cool thing about festivals here at PBIR, not only do they have racing and drifting, they also always have a car show, and for some reason they have left us in charge of judging the car show. Naturally, the Ride Factory is in charge of selecting the worst in show, so let's go check out some of these cars and find the worst one.
It's us in a couple of years. It's perfect. It's like you two and then it's me not contributing.
The supervising.
Supervising, yeah, contributing. Sure.
We're also in charge of best import, and the R33 is, I think, the highest so far. We're also in charge of the Character Charisma Award, and this shark is pretty high on the list. There's not a lot of character cars here. I think it might be between this and the Cotton Candy, which isn't a true character, but it is a Miata and I really like it. So we might have to debate the shark versus Cotton Candy. As much as I really do like the shark, I think the Cotton Candy Miata has to take best character charisma. It's just too good.
Alyssa Perkins with the Mazda Miata M.
Get the booty. This might be in the running for creepiest crawler. What do you guys think?
I think it's up there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so far.
Jeremy Griffith with the Honda Civic.
Got to shout out Diego. We voted him worst in show, but this thing is actually awesome. Now that the fun and games are over, it's time to step it up and see if this shed-built pile of junk can survive over 100 miles an hour.
That seemed a little scary.
It was a little scary. I locked up the front, and then I started like pumping them, and I don't think it was that close. It was a little close. But yeah, the tires are pretty dead, and like I was having fun. I did some laps. I had a good time. I'm like, it's not worth sliding out and going into the wall and screwing everything up. I still forgot to convert it to miles an hour. 179 kilometers. That's got to be over 100 miles. Best lap 106. I don't know what that means around here, where that stacks up. 111 miles an hour. Holy shoot. That's pretty fast in a car that was built in a Mexican shed. And it feels every bit of that 111 because you're like rattling and the air in your face. Oh, that is so fun. It's so sick. 111 miles an hour.
Dude, yes! When you blew by me over there, I was like, there's no way he's going under 100.
Yeah. We're calling it a day on that. The car still runs and drives. A bunch of people got laps on it. We had a blast, hit over 100 miles an hour. Huge shout out to PPIR. Make sure and follow them on Instagram and YouTube and find out about the next event. This place rules. Thank you guys for watching. Stay rad.